They'll need to get the play off quickly. Play clock down to 0, and that's going to be a delay. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And they get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. They come up in an offset eye. Now a handoff here to his running back. And a loose football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get them home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Now a handoff working right. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, the person carrying the ball is always the easy target when things aren't going so well. But I think it's a combination with the Chargers. They've got to get the offensive line going in order to improve those numbers from last year. They weren't very good running it, partner.
No, they were bottom of the AFC, 2nd to last in the entire NFL. This will be caught at the 2. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
They come out with 1 back and 3, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. Jeff Driscoll taking it in, and the Chargers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. Second down and 4. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2. So the offense readies for a 2nd and 4. Freeman, the lone man in the backfield. Now Manziel. It's caught over the middle. Hooper. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
And they're just a couple of yards shy of a 1st down here on 3rd down. Now the pitch to Freeman. And some room to run now. A big gain there on 3rd and long. 33 yards.
Well, I'd have to say in that situation, they're lined up for a running play. It's only 3rd and 2. Some element of the pass, but that was really well blocked.
Probably call those gravy plays, right, if you're the offensive coordinator?
No doubt about it. All you're trying to do is get the 2 yards necessary for a 1st down. Then you look up, you got a whole lot more than that.
Yeah, they did. They got a lot more than that, indeed. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. The former Indiana Hoosier Tevin Coleman. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. And the offense moving in the wrong direction here now as they face a 2nd and 12. Manziel escaping the pressure right. He completes it to Julio Jones. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys in plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
So out now comes the field goal unit for the Falcons. This from 44 yards out, left hash. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So it's a 7-play drive, but it stalls out in the end.
Let's credit the defensive front 7. They were a little leaky at the start of the drive, but they stiffened toward the end.
This will be taken about the 12. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And now San Diego getting set to go. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together their scoring drive, but they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. He's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers. They're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Back to throw now on first down. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You drop in 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
They'll run it now out of the gun. Always got some breathing room. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one goes for 24 yards.
Well, partner, I have to say they caught him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. A big gain that time for the Chargers. 32 yards. And now a first down following that long gain. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's in across the chalk. Touchdown, San Diego. Dree Archer punching it in from a yard away. And the Chargers are going to retake the lead. Now after the touchdown, Drew Kaiser to boot it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line. Out comes the San Diego offense as they get set to see what they can do here. And that last touchdown drive, a good mix of pass and run. Defensively, they just looked a little out of whack.
And it's so hard to stay up with an offense that has things going so well, where you're guessing and guessing wrong play after play. So what you need is someone on the defensive side of the ball,
leader, right?
to make a big play.
Yeah.
Throw that balance out of whack. That's what you're looking for now. Not worrying so much about guessing what the play call is.
One receiver left, 2 to the right.
Let's go. Here we go.
Here's Manziel. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. Now the Chargers offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And they had the touchdown during the last drive, and I'm guessing that you like the balance they had in that last drive.
And I loved it. Forget liking it. Absolutely love what they were doing because to be ahead of a defense that much, where every play call you have, run or pass, is working pretty well for you.
Makes you look like a genius.
It really does. It also lets you know that your preparation was pretty good, and now the defense has to do all the adjusting.
They'll come out in the pistol, and the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 18 yards there, and it'll be a first and goal.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. It's the fullback. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Chargers find a way to stretch their lead. And he's able to put it through. Now after the touchdown, Drew Kaiser to boot it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And last time, one-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give him a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
They'll come out in the pistol. The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I've got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10. And they're going to go soft on the corners. Back to throw now on second and 10. And finding the tight end Hooper. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. A nickel back added defensively as they look to stop this 3rd and 8.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
So on 4th down, the Falcons will call on Matt Bosher to punt it away. Travis Benjamin, deep for San Diego. Now Benjamin. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Out comes the San Diego offense as they get set to see what they can do here. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
But they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Second down here after the incomplete pass. Shift together here from the D-line. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? Now they'll run it on the toss. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often...
And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. He gets us away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. And here now come the Falcons. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned they're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because...
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that'll make it 3rd down. And defensively, it's a nickel formation here on 3rd down and 9. And the offense moving quickly to the line. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw to the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in.
I know where we're headed on this. Terrific catch, gets his feet down, sets up a 4th down and short situation. I bet we're wondering, why didn't he get to the 1st down marker running his route? Am I correct?
You got to know where the marker is, right?
Got to figure it out. I know every receiver is taught that. Sometimes circumstances change it. At least they have an opportunity to make a decision with not much yardage to go.
Now Manziel finding Gabriel complete. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
Well, it all came together on that one, didn't it?
Big-time throw on 4th.
Now that had to feel good, didn't it? Taking that type of a gamble there and making it pay off. What a throw.
And tough as a receiver because no matter how perfect the pass, you know it's 4th down and you got to convert.
A little bit of extra pressure, but he overcame it.
And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. They'll throw now on the final play. And no escaping this time. You seriously just skip the halftime of the Super Bowl? Who does that? It's the Super Bowl. Watch the halftime show. There, here we go. 3rd quarter action now. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the 2nd half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the 2nd half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. They come out here in the eye. On 2nd down, Freeman. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
That was a good, strong run there. While it won't pick up a 1st down, it was definitely something needed by that offense. A positive run. They got a good push by their guys up front. Maybe something they can build on as this game continues.
Manziel. And a hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
So many components go into a well-executed screen pass. You got to sell. Offensive line's got to sell like they've missed blocks, and then they move out, and they're out in front of the running back. He's got to sell that he's trying to block, and then he slips out into the route. The quarterback has to sell that maybe he's trying to throw it downfield. Instead, he slips it off to a running back, and when you get one set perfectly, you have to catch the ball, and that didn't happen on that play. I see an extra DB on the field now for San Diego.
Yeah, indeed. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And it's complete. Hooper. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Again, we'll see the pistol here. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Here's Manziel toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down.
If you're a defender, one of the fun things about playing zone defenses, especially in today's football, is that it's not as static as it was in the good old days, meaning you just drop to a point and react into the football. Now you end up with a lot of man-to-man principles once you get into your zone defense. In other words, get to your assignment and then locate a guy coming into your area, and then you end up covering him almost man for man. That allows him.
Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Julio Jones with an acrobatic catch. And the Falcons draw a bit closer. And that was really just a great battle for that football on both sides. The result is a touchdown. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
They'll set up to throw. Will tie the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. That'll go as a loss of 5. And they're going to be staring at a third and long here.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them, ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
So third down, and the Falcons going with a dime. 6 defensive backs. Again, he'll drop to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Third down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. He'll return it from the 6. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And it'll be Falcon football as they take possession. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They come out here in the eye. And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. For the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
They come up in an offset eye. In motion is Austin Hooper. Patrick DeMarco now from the fullback spot. Just a yard in the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3.
Well, big man with ball met bigger man on the other side of the line. A really nice play for the defense.
So 2nd down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on 3rd. To throw, surveying the field. He's going to wind up and air it out. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down. Here's Matt Bosher now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his 1st.
I know exactly why he tried to throw the ball to Julio Jones there. He's never considered cover. He's either too fast or too strong. You always try and get it to him.
Especially on those deep passes. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. And now San Diego getting set to go. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Here we go with 2nd and 7. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will have the football deep in enemy territory all the way at the 10-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked so well, and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area. There's so many times during camp and practice that you get bored as a player doing regular drills. But how about that shed and skate drill right there by the linebacker? You do it each and every day. Get the blocker away and get into the backfield and make a big-time tackle. That's what we just saw.
Freeman, the lone man in the backfield. Now Manziel. That is caught. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. There were a couple holes there, partner. Was that zone coverage?
That's exactly what it was, Brandon. When you see man-to-man, that defender runs with the receiver. In this case, they were just taking care of their zone coverages, their responsibilities on the field, and the offense found the open space.
This defense hasn't let them in yet. They'll need to stiffen here. 3rd and goal from the 2. The wide receiver moving to a new spot. They'll look to run with Freeman. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
From our vantage point, that was just one bad play by the offensive line in a series of really good ones tonight. But I know that they're going to be really ticked off. It's a lot like a baseball pitcher losing a no-hitter late in the game.
And his kick is indeed good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So after the pick, they can't capitalize for 6, but they do get 3.
And I know in this situation, most of us wanted to focus on the offense. You know what side of the ball I played on. Let's give that defense a lot of credit, taking over the sudden change situation and shutting them down.
The Chargers offense gets set. They head back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They'll run it now out of the gun. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. They'll run it now out of the gun. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down.
3rd and 2, and they ran the ball for only 1 yard, and everybody's going to scream at the offense. But let's give a lot of credit to the defense on that play. Defensive front out leveraged the offensive line. They got more people to the football. Yeah, they won that battle in a big way, and they're forcing a big decision now by the guys on offense.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Taken in at the 11. And he'll be out of bounds, getting it across the 25. A good return there, 17 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. So they complete the pass, and now they face a 2nd down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
And the offense in that middle ground here on 3rd down, 5 yards to go. Manziel. And he's got his man in stride, complete. 8 yards there and a 1st down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him, and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. 1st level defensive line, 2nd level linebackers, 3rd level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a 1st level run, and it was stopped by a 2nd level player.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Julio Jones. His second touchdown of the Super Bowl. And the Falcons have taken the lead here in the fourth. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. Archer, the return. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And now San Diego getting set to go. They'll try and for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, get into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. Here's Manziel throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
How many times when we see an incomplete pass, we just look at the receiver and say, should have caught that one. That was a drop, and we just put it on the offense. How about a little credit for the defense there? They just forced an incompletion.
Yeah, especially after starting in a tough spot defensively, but a good start there on first down.
That gave them a little extra confidence there, starting, as you said, in a tough spot and being able to make a play on first down.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the Chargers coming out on the field now. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And right side, Henry's got it. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
Well, an incomplete pass certainly doesn't look like a good play. For the guy throwing it today, as many interceptions he's thrown, he's got to feel a sigh of relief that the ball actually hit the ground but didn't go in the other direction.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Philip Dorsett hauls it in. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Back to throw now on 1st down. He's going to loft one. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver, 45 yards. And the Chargers have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So now a big play coming up as the Chargers are going to go for 2.
Let's go.
They'll try and throw for it. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. Now after the touchdown, Drew Kaiser to boot it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And the Falcons now making their way back out onto the field. They go back to the air here after the INT. Finding time. And he slides to avoid the hit. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. And they got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Here's Manziel. It's caught. Jones. Just under 2 minutes remain in Super Bowl 52 from Minneapolis. We're back to perhaps crown a champion after this. Alone to the right is Jones. He's back to throw. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me. Good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first it's good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. Still in search of the first down after that last completion.
3rd and 5, so they bring in an extra defensive back.
Expecting pass. He'll look to throw. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And he's going to go out of bounds. He takes this one down shy of the 20. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Back to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2.
All right, here we go.
Freeman again. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches. And now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. What a Super Bowl this has been, and the biggest play comes now. It's 4th down.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and looks like the Chargers are going to win this thing. And they'll run it here. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Now they try the right side here. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. And the Falcons going to use another timeout. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here. And we'll be back. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
Victory formation time for the Chargers. They take a knee. And the Bolts have done it. The San Diego Chargers are the Super Bowl champs. And their remarkable season ends in the most remarkable of ways. They get to put next to their name, Super Bowl champion.
And they can't ever take that away, can they?
Nope.
That lasts forever. So good to see the emotion when it's all said and done. You see the hugs. You see the guys sharing, the collective happiness. Makes me want to carry you around a little bit on my shoulders to celebrate the triumph. And congratulations to them. A fantastic season.
And they are the Super Bowl champs. The Lombardi Trophy is theirs, and so are bragging rights for an entire season. What a season it has been. Feels like we have been there every step of the way. Our entire crew doing a wonderful job. Thanks to my broadcast partner, Charles Davis. For all those guys, I'm Brandon Gaudin signing off. We'll talk to you next season right here on EA Sports.